Super close.
I'm Ruthann.
I'm Chris.
And we are GeekChic Promotions. We are back again with our Weekend Rage or Nerd Rage. What is up, friends?
Hello.
So the lovely Chris has made us some beautiful dirty martinis, which we've not had in a while because the last time I spilled it all myself.
Down the front.
So let's see if I can do it. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Take two. Oh, so good. Delicioso. All right.
Dirty.
Yeah, it is.
Dirty
Wait,
martini.
what? This turned into a different stream.
It
I think
is.
we headed down the wrong path here. I'm gonna share this all over the place. Hope you all are having an awesome weekend. It's beautiful weather as always here in LA. It's a little cooler now, thank goodness. We've had a terrible heat wave, which I'm sure you've all have heard about, because that's all we can talk about in LA. It's like it's too hot. Oh my god.
But when we say it's too hot, it's like it's really too hot.
It's really too
It's
hot.
like 110, 115.
Yeah.
I mean, not like, Middle East hot, but it's still hot.
That's your first not like
I'm trying to
Middle
think
East,
of the
guys.
hottest place I could think of, or I'm like it's like 120, but whatever.
So
Okay,
good.
doesn't matter. Let's move on.
We'll move on. Moving
Let's just
on.
move
Moving on. So guys, it's still summertime, and it's like that difficult time where we're still waiting for everything to come back.
Yes.
Like everything.
Normally,
we don't have any TV.
and I miss it because I feel like I've been at this time every year I'm watching Game of Thrones, and there is no Game of Thrones, and it's weird because I'm watching all the other shows that I typically watch along with Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So I have my ballers because Dwayne Johnson, and that's just a great show. And we've got Better Call Saul, which I'm watching, which is great. And it's just, I'm missing something. And so in order to fill the void, I've been trying to watch other stuff. And it's just,
Not the same.
it's not the same. It's not the same. However, as we're scouring the internet looking for news on when Game of Thrones is coming back and when we get to find out what happens, as you may or may not have heard, there's this new show that HBO picked up.
Yep.
Which is being done by Damon Lindeloff, who just did The Leftovers. And I know people are like, oh, he did Lost, and Lost sucked, and it was convoluted, blah, blah. But if you haven't watched The Leftovers, I highly recommend it because he wrapped it up. He answered all the questions. It was very Lost-like, and it was very good. So now he's doing a remix of The Watchmen.
That little thing called The Watchmen. Don't know if you've heard about it.
Yes. The one that Alan Moore is incredibly possessive of and won't let anyone touch.
Kind of should be.
Which, yeah,
that's. To be fair, I'm one of the few that liked the movie. I liked how they adjusted it for the big screen.
Have you watched it?
Sup, John McCullough? Good to see you. The movie, the live action movie with Zack Snyder. I've not watched it recently, to be fair.
I did watch it a week or so ago.
It does not hold up. She said,
Does not hold up.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts on the Watchmen movie.
But the new one, I'm interested.
I'm very hesitant. I'm not gonna lie.
The way the remix type of a thing works is that they don't try and take the entire Watchmen story and put it into a series. What they do is they take the world of the Watchmen.
Ooh.
Yes, and they create something different but similar. And so it's got probably the Easter eggs of the Watchmen in it, but you're watching a whole different show about different things in that world. Which is,
I think, the only way you can really go about it at this point.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's a really good idea because I enjoy things like that. I enjoy, things that are familiar yet different. Because you don't want to watch the same thing over and over again.
I don't want to watch a remake of the same.
I don't want to watch a reboot. I don't want to watch a remake. I don't want to watch.
We already our rage about remakes. Like if I see the goddamn origin of Spider-Man one more time.
Exactly. And so I, for one, I'm on board with this, and also because it's Damon Lindeloff, I feel like it's going to be a good story, because if it's anything like what he did with The Leftovers...
Yeah, and the cast is stellar.
Yes, the cast is actually really good. I can't remember any of
Darn.
It was on my phone, which is recording us right now. So.
John McCullough says, I rewatched it in the last few months, speaking of the movie of Watchmen. Didn't like it as much as the first time, but it was still okay. Yeah, I mean... It's interesting to see what holds up and what doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, and not a lot of movies do hold up, by the way. So, I mean, some do, some don't.
Well, some do just because of nostalgia.
Predator 2, by the way. I watched Predator 2 just last night. Does not hold up.
Yeah. Well, again,
didn't really hold up the first time.
To be fair,
I mean,
Yeah, but nostalgia really helps with that as well, right? Because, like, I'll watch Willow a million times. I don't care how shitty the,
Yeah, but, like, does Willow hold up?
I think it does.
See?
But maybe I'm wrong.
Well, here's
maybe
the
it's
thing.
just nostalgia.
No, it's not just nostalgia, though, because I feel you can still be nostalgic for something and rewatch it and just be like, oh, God.
Oh, yeah, the X-Men cartoon show,
See?
the original 90s show.
Exactly. And you loved it back then.
I
So, like,
loved
if you can
it.
rewatch Willow and still think
Yeah.
it's pretty good, it probably holds up then
That's
to a
true.
decent level. Because, like, okay, now, I watched the first Predator movie, one of my favorite all-time movies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I love Donald Schwarzenegger in it. And then I just recently watched that, by the way, again, because we went on, like, this whole
The binge.
like,
Yeah,
binge
yeah.
of this stuff. So I was like, still love Arnold Schwarzenegger in that. Shane Black had a cameo, which I didn't know about. Found something new. You know, he's the guy who, yeah. Anyway, so decided last night as I'm browsing through cable, oh, Predator 2's on. You know, where they rampage through LA. Last time I saw it, I didn't live in LA. So let's just see how it looks.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I was
no.
like, oh, God. The movie was terrible. It was terrible. It was so bad. Like, really bad. Really bad. And, like, I don't even remember what the guy's name is. This guy who plays Murdoch in Lethal Weapon.
Oh, yeah, that's
you know?
right.
And I kept waiting him for, say, like, I'm too old for this shit.
I am too old for
Like,
this
I keep
shit.
waiting for it, and it just never happens, and it's disappointing.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
For all those just joining, we're talking about what stuff that we're binging and rewatching just to kind of make it through until the new
Yes.
stuff comes out. And John McCall also says, it's better in a different media environment. The stuff is parodying, I can't even say that.
Parroting isn't really
Parodying,
around
yes.
the same way now.
Yeah, it's true. You got. That's a really good point. That's in reference to the movie of Watchmen for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what other stuff? Okay, so in reference to things that are like just terrible the second time around. So there's a bunch of things that I saw the sequels to before seeing the originals that were amazing. The sequels are terrible, like Werewolf in Paris.
Oh,
I saw that one first.
well,
Oh god.
I saw American Werewolf in London first, and honestly, that scared the shit out of me. So I never watched number 2 because why would I?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's so cheesy and terrible. Another one, I saw Escape from LA before Escape from New York.
Oh, jeez.
I know. I'm gonna feel sorry for me, please.
Why?
I know.
Why did you do that?
It wasn't on purpose. It was just like I was a kid and it was like, what's this? Blah,
Oh
and
my
like didn't
God.
know. I didn't know any better. I'm sorry. Now I fixed that. So I'm finally binging Rick and Morty, and it's incredible. Funny story though. The first episode, I was eating while watching it. So I was eating with somebody while watching it. And every time that Rick burps, because he burps a lot in that
Yes,
first
he does.
episode, I burp with him. I'm like, oh, like I can't every single time. And like the person I was with thought I was fucking with him. And I was like, no, I get,
That's really gross.
it's a difficult watch, that first episode, because it's real. I mean, the whole time he's really drinking and really burping.
Yes, well, he
But-
does it all the way through.
Yeah, but it's not
All
quite as aggressive
the
as the first episode.
Yeah. I'm glad I was not watching that with you.
Yeah, but I'm good now. I don't know what it was about the first episode. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just because
So
I was
she's not
eating.
going to be burping on
the
the
entire
live stream right now. Thank God. Thank God, guys.
Things good. Our gratitude journal.
And-
Things I'm grateful for today.
Yes.
Roseanne did not burp on the live stream.
Going into my gratitude
Woo!
journal. Or spilling her drink.
Oh,
Yes, see.
it's still early.
It's still early, but
It's
anyway. So, what else are you binging on? So, I told you a couple things I was binging on.
You know what? Because
so.
I binged all of Deep Space Nine recently in the last few months, and so I was like, let me like go back to Voyager, because there was so much of Voyager that I watched. Because I watched Voyager before DS9, like an idiot, and there's so much that I didn't understand. And now I'm rewatching. I was like, so I've been kind of like putting that on the background when like working and that kind of stuff.
On the background, for when I've been working, I've been putting on Friends.
Let's talk about that for a quick second, because does anybody remember a few months ago when it first came back onto Netflix and all the millennials went fucking bananas because it's like, this is really
Yeah, they
it's
thought it was
not
like-
woke at all, and it's like,
No,
well,
it's
yeah,
not.
it was the early 90s.
Yeah,
like,
it was. It
not.
totally was. And I have to say, I think it's still pretty funny, and I think it holds up.
Pivot.
Yeah, well, I haven't gotten to that episode
Oh,
yet. I
it's so
just
good.
now, guys, got to the leather pants episode. Yeah,
The
That's
leather pants.
That's literally the last episode I watched.
You know,
She's great.
I feel like
That
with
like
both.
we were on a break and like, which you know, and the funny thing about Friends is that I looked into it a little bit because the last time I watched it was literally in the 90s, and I got all this background on it to where like Ross, you know, is David Schwimmer's the first one that they cast, and they basically built the ensemble around
know
him.
that.
Yeah, and he's the only one who's local. And so basically it was a vehicle for him, which I did not know until that point.
I didn't know that
very
either.
interesting. But also, you know, you read all these articles about Matthew Perry and like how he doesn't remember seasons 3 through 6 because he was an alcoholic and on pills. And so here I am watching it, trying to figure out like, oh, is he high in this one?
Yeah,
What's his acting look like in this one? Do I see him gaining weight?
You can tell.
Not really. It's so gradual.
Yeah.
It's so gradual, and like you can tell sometimes that he's like a little bit too
gone.
happy. Yeah, he's like a little bit too
Well,
happy.
I look at the eyes.
Hyper.
It's when his eyes start kind of doing a little this, and he's like really like.
Yes,
and I'm
he's
like, oh,
like
there it is.
incredibly happy.
Yeah.
And he's just like got that like manic look on his face, but like it doesn't like only if you're looking for it.
Yeah.
Can you see? Which is great. And then also though, like when I was reading everything around, they're like, oh, Matthew Perry's like the only one who like kind of failed afterwards, because if you look at like Courtney Cox, she went off and she did Scream, okay, and then if you look at like Matt LeBlanc, he went off and he did Joey, and then after that he had Soap, which was great, by the way. Watch that if you can binge that, watch that.
Well,
but also
he did have Whole 9 Yards, and I freaking love that movie.
yeah, but like
I know
yeah,
he didn't have like a career. I see what you're saying.
The thing is that like I don't feel like David Schwimmer had one. I don't feel like Lisa Kudrow had one until she got the last one that she just did that was on, which is escaping me right now.
I know exactly what you're
But
talking
she
about,
plays
though.
an actress.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so I feel like, and then obviously Jennifer Aniston's Jennifer Aniston. But honestly, like I feel like it was kind of false because Matt Perry also had Studio 60 on Sunset Drive or whatever it was called. And it was done by the guy who did Newsroom. You know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows what I'm
I feel
talking
like
about.
as soon as the cameras come on, we can remember
shit.
nothing.
But anyway, and Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, that's what it was. And that was a really great, it only lasted one season, and it was really good. But it happened to come out at the same time as 30 Rock, and it was like a serious version of 30 Rock. It was behind the scenes of a comedy sketch show.
That makes sense.
But anyway, I feel like that was canceled unjustly, and that was really good, and he was really good in it, and I feel like he just hasn't been given a chance, because he was sober. He got sober the last
few seasons, right?
few seasons, yeah, and he started his own like
What's
sober
always
house
funny
and everything,
between
but
like
anyhow.
anybody that you know that was like watching TV in the 90s, it's like Seinfeld and Friends, and there's always the episode.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's the leather pants episode, or for like there's the soup Nazi episode. You know what I mean? Like they both have like these episodes, and like you can always they're
like part of pop culture.
They're
at
still
this point.
they're so quotable.
Yep.
They're so part of pop culture even today. Like it's weird looking at other stuff that doesn't really. I mean, there's just too many. There's too many TV channels. There's too many TV shows and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, there's just not the same thing.
And I feel like I'm not typically one that rewatches things, but that one I was like, I needed background on, and since I'd already seen it, it was still easy to concentrate on what I was doing, plus, listen to
point.
it.
A lot of TV shows.
I remembered a lot of it. Like, guys, that was a long time ago that it was
But it was really formative then, because like, A, there wasn't a lot of TV shows to watch. B, it was so a part of like.
They were part, wasn't it like TGI?
TGIF?
No.
Thank Goodness Friday?
It wasn't Friday though. I think it was TGI Thursdays or something like that. But
Maybe.
it was part of a whole lineup, which was Seinfeld, Friends, and something else, and I can't remember what it was. But I remember like everybody tuned in. Yeah. Like that was just like.
That was before you could record it without recording it on a
you had to watch
VHS
it live.
tape.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of like nostalgic watching it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, like remembering everything, and the whole Ross Rachel thing, and like I mean, and you get to see all the guest stars that came on.
Oh my gosh, the guest
There were
stars. Out of control.
So many.
Must See TV Thursdays is what it was called.
That's it, Must See
Good call.
TV. Yes,
good
yes,
call,
yes.
John.
Yeah.
Well played.
Yep, that was good. Must See TV Thursday. Yep.
It was good stuff.
It was, and so that's what I've been doing, as well as caught up on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which incredible guys. John Hamm. John Hamm on it. Oh my God, he plays the Reverend that keeps him in the bunker for 15 years. He's incredible, guys. You got to see it.
I love John Hamm so much.
He is such a good part
What
in that.
still kills me about John Hamm, I love that we're totally sidetracking this entire stream. But John Hamm, when they first were booking for Mad Men, they're like, he's not handsome enough. That's literally, they almost cast him because they didn't think he was handsome enough. You are
what
wrong.
do they know?
I know, and now he's like the antithesis of handsome in
Guys,
Hollywood
look
now.
up on YouTube and look up John Hamm karate, because he does this thing in Kimmy Schmidt where he does karate moves, but he says the word karate every time he does this. So he's like, karate, 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 and it is hysterical. Like, you have to see it. It's so So
All right, I'm on board. I'm on board.
yeah.
All right.
And I tried to watch the first few episodes of Insatiable. I don't know, it's like the new series that's on Netflix. It kept popping up every time I turned on Netflix, and finally I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And it's about a girl who's like very overweight when she's young, and she gets made fun of, and she punches out a homeless dude because he tries to take her candy bar because he's like, you don't need it. And so she punches him out, but because he punches her back, her jaw gets broken, so she loses all this weight. And so basically then she sets out for revenge.
Huh.
Yeah.
The things that we have to come up with TV shows right
I
now.
know,
Like,
and
the
I was
craziest,
not sure. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was kind of cute at the beginning, but then it just got really, really tedious, and I stopped, I think, after episode 3. I think I was like, I don't need to go back to this. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so whatever. Take that.
Yeah, and so let's do our rave. Let's talk about some stuff we want to rave about, at least some stuff that we're watching. So, like, what other stuff?
I Am a Killer.
Yeah, right? Oh my god.
I totally binged that.
Can I just talk real quick about right before this started? I was goofing off and like punching her frozen control. I wasn't actually punching her, guys. I was being like, ah, you know, not actually hitting her. And she's like, don't make me take out my gun. And for a second I was like, do you have a gun?
She goes, what'd you say? I said, don't make me get my gun.
And she's like this pause. I was like, she's like, do you have a gun?
Do you have a gun?
You are terrifying me right now.
I don't
Between
have a
like,
gun.
I am a killer and like this, like.
Which,
Just
by the way,
worried.
you guys, she didn't want to do my idea for the
'Cause I
little
just
video that we did, which was her.
We flip what we watch. So
flip.
like I'd be like, I'm watching, what is it called? I'm a killer.
I Am a Killer.
I'm just watching I'm a Killer, guys.
Because I'm terrified.
Because I'm terrified.
And I was like, I'm Ruthann, I watch cartoons.
Oh, I didn't know we were gonna do it like that. We were gonna like, I'm Chris. Oh, okay. We should have done that. Hey, let's do it right now. Hey guys, I'm Chris.
I'm Ruthann.
And we're GeekChic Promotions. Hey Ruthann. No wait, you gotta ask me what I'm watching.
Chris, what are you watching on Netflix?
Oh, I'm a killer because I'm terrifying. What are you watching, Ruthann?
I'm watching cartoons.
Because I'm Ruthann.
That's what I watch. I'm sweet and fluffy.
I'm sweet and fluffy.
I made the martinis too strong, didn't
You
I?
did. They're so strong. I am quite toasty right now.
Anyway, I would like to rave,
Yes.
by the way. I'm going to just close
Thank
that
you.
down.
I appreciate you.
I would like to rave about I Am a Killer because
Yes,
it's
let's-
super fascinating, guys. I've been into documentaries. I've been watching a few. And there's another one that's watched Be Prepared to Stop, by the way, which was produced and directed by my friend Jen Clymer. And it's on Amazon Prime right now. And I just want to give a shout out because I have family members who actually are truck drivers, okay, in Kansas. And they
did
make
not
a
know
really
that.
good living. And she goes on about LA's traffic and construction and bridges that are collapsing and truck drivers, you know, that cause congestion and all this other stuff. And she like deep dives into it. And it is super freaking fascinating. You will never look at traffic the same way again after it. You'll be a lot more forgiving because truckers, without them, like they do a breakdown of like how many days we can survive without trucks on the road. And it's basically maybe 2.5 days before our whole economy collapses.
Wow.
It is
that is
crazy
really fascinating.
town. So
what is that
please-
called again?
It's called Be Prepared to Stop, and it's on Amazon Prime right now. You can watch it for free, and it's super good. And it's only an hour and a half long, and I highly recommend it because it's very well done.
I'll totally watch that.
Yeah. But the other documentary I watched was I Am a Killer, which basically is episodes where they go to different prisons all across the U.S. and they interview prisoners on death row.
Oh my god.
And now all these prisoners admit that they've done it. Like they're just, yep.
Yep,
And
this is
not
what
only
I
that,
did, and this is how I did it. I wrote a
but
song
like-
about it, no, something like this.
Yes. And it's fascinating because it's like super kind of creepy, but also like a real good insight into like psychos. And they interviewed one where like he basically went into prison, but he was like, they're in there for years. It's not like they get executed just like that. It like takes forever. And one guy was in a facility that was basically worse than being like in another one for like when you get transferred, you go to death row. So he basically killed his prisoner cellmate so he could get on a death row to
Because it
get
was
better
nicer?
conditions because he had a life sentence and he was like, what else do I got going on?
Oh my god.
I know, it's crazy. They talked to another guy who escaped. Reminded me of Tony Donnelly. I'm very sorry to say that, but he was like Tony Donnelly.
Is he still on the loose?
No, but he escaped and then he got caught like drunk in a mini mart. So whatever. But also sounds like Tony Donnelly.
The way that Chris describes things to me is pretty much my favorite thing ever. And then he found him drunk in mini mart. What?
Yeah. Anyway, they're all in prison, so don't worry about it. But yeah, it was very fascinating, so I highly recommend that one
All right.
as well.
On a less terrifying note, what I want to rave about will actually surprise most of our listeners and followers because I watched a DC cartoon movie. Shocking, I know. But I've always said since like 2008, DC's been killing it with their animated features. Like they've been making them PG-13, doing amazing art styles and like really good script writing.
Did you
and
watch The
voiceover
Killing
work.
Joke by any chance?
Not all of it. I didn't get all the way through. It was like super late night. But I did watch. I watched the Shazam one. I watched. Can't remember the other ones that I watched. But the one that I just watched recently this week was The Death of Superman. Really, really great animation. I was a little iffy on the way that like Wonder Woman and Superman's outfits were a little. The costumes were a little bit much. They were a little.
Like when you go like this, I'm like, is he wearing panties?
Well,
like, what's happening here?
There's this very sexual thing they do with his suit. Like it's all one piece, and then there's like I'm trying to say this in a not
Arrows
gross way.
pointing?
Yeah, there's basically like this belt that's like this thin thing being like, look at my junk. Like it's just like, like look here.
Looks like I'm gonna have to check it out.
And now
on
you're
this
gonna have to
show.
check it out. But they did a really good job. It's definitely like I don't want to say a reboot, but it's where I'll just say that Lois doesn't know that Superman's Clark Kent
Ah, okay.
at the start of this, and a lot of other little stuff. But it was pretty cool. It was a different version of some stuff. Some things that kind of irked me in the relationship of Lois Lane and Clark and Superman. Like I was like, okay, all right. One weird thing that I didn't realize, I always thought that Superman had dark eyes. I always thought he had brown eyes.
I thought he had blue.
I was just totally wrong. He has blue eyes, and but I figured out what it was, and I have the old rotoscoped cartoons from those were what I watched, and I still have them on DVD. And like when you put them, because obviously the art back then they just did a dot for his eyes. So I just always thought he had brown eyes, but it's interesting. So if you guys haven't seen this movie, I suggest you see it as well. I think you can see it on Amazon Prime or rent it wherever. But The Death of Superman, the new DC, is quite good. There's one part, I'm just going to say it because it's so funny. I had to keep rewinding it and playing it over and over because it hit me so funny. Superman goes to assemble the, I almost said Avengers.
The Justice League?
The Justice League. And he couldn't even finish the sentence before the Flash was right there. And he's like, oh. Like, he's just so close to his face. And the Flash was like, what's up? It's quite good. So that is my rave for this week.
Nice.
Everybody should go see it.
Does anybody else out there have
Any raves or anything that
raves
they want to talk about?
binge-worthy shows? Gonna close that.
I appreciate you. Boink. Wait, can you? Yeah. Tiny hand. So yeah, that's pretty low-key week for us. One more weekend that we'll both be here together, and then I'll be going to Dragon Con for my first time. So we'll start planning out what you guys want me to do there and film out there.
Are you gonna be able to?
Yeah, I have no plans other than mayhaps helping John Barrowman get into his costumes for his panels.
How did you snag that gig?
Is Bernadette. Bernadette designs all of his costuming.
That's right.
Thank you, Bernadette. Love you. I'm so excited. And thank you, Ming Chen, for hooking me up with the 4-day pass. So, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it. Oh, so John McCullough says, my favorite funny Superman moment was when some thug tried to hit him with a bat, so he threw the bat into orbit. It's pretty, just like, don't need that anymore.
If you could have like one aspect of Superman's powers, what would it be?
Ooh,
Most people will say flight, but
I would say super strength
yeah.
and impenetrability or whatever you call it, like just a super toughness.
Okay, so he's got flight. He's got that.
Super toughness,
He's
strength.
got laser eyes.
He's got
X-ray
X-ray vision.
He can blow.
Yes, he has the freeze.
But can he? Okay, so here's the thing. I've always had this argument with other
All right,
people now.
let's hear
Flash and Superman. Okay, so obviously,
faster?
Who's faster? Yes, but the Flash technically vibrates so fast he can go through things. So, can Superman do that?
Not that I know. I mean, I'm obviously not the DC aficionado here.
Has he tried?
Come on, Superman, give it a shot, bro.
I just have to wonder about that.
You gotta
know?
want it
Because there's
enough,
always, like, 'cause
Superman.
Superman is like pretty much the most powerful superhero
Yeah.
that we have of the good guys.
Well, they started to rewrite it actually and have it be Wonder Woman is actually the most powerful because she's the.
But she can't fly.
Can't she?
She's not impenetrable either. I mean,
That's
she can
also
block
true.
things, but like.
Wait, what was that? Okay, cool. Wait, one more time. Think how many times it gets you to do that.
Yeah, but I don't. If she gets hit, she gets hit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she's super strong. She doesn't have X-ray vision. It's a whole bunch of stuff. She's basically a normal person. She's just an Amazon woman with super strength.
Fact.
I mean, she has an invisible jet, but
Yeah, she does.
yeah. My favorite.
You already got that.
You already got that one. Sorry, it's still up on that. So I
Yeah,
was,
you're like, what's
looking at
happening?
it. But,
Well, yeah, guys. I guess
yeah, that's it.
we
Guess
nailed
done.
it.
That's it, guys.
We're just gonna do-
Show's over.
Oh god, our nerd rages have devolved. I
Anyway.
love it. Anyways,
So-
love you all.
If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have other stuff that goes up on there
Yes.
that isn't live streamed. Also, our merchandise. You
Yes,
can find our
as you see.
merchandise on our website,
Yes.
GeekChicPromotions.com. And also, if you wish, you can catch Ruth Ann coming soon to a live stream near you on Ruth Anime Mondays.
Yes. Ruthanna Mondays? We'll figure it out.
We're still
We're working out the title,
So
so
if
we're gonna do
your jam
a
is
weekly.
anime,
We're gonna do a weekly anime show.
she's
Talk
gonna start
about
doing it. I'm not. She is.
because I watch this.
All Ruth Ann.
I watch it all every week anyway. So
I'm not
what
crazy
am I
about it.
what am I
That's
doing?
not my jam.
I know she tried. I appreciated
Not
her.
my
She
jam.
tried. She tried, and I love her for it. So thank
But you
you.
know, it's okay. We can have different
We can.
things.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's cool. Well,
Okay.
cheers to you guys.
Cheers to
Thanks
you
you
guys.
guys again for joining us.
Oh, I should have drank. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? And we will catch you guys.
We'll see you next week.
Next week.
Mhm.
Bye. Giant hands. Oh no! I can't hit the button. Button would hit.